This is Lorenzo, and this is the Lifestyle Design Taxonomy video series, lesson number 6. It's on our 4 health activities of life. In the previous video, we looked at the 4 activities of work, and we allocated the minimum amount of time to each of those activities for us to achieve optimal work balance, or balance between our creative pursuits versus our social services. In this video, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to look at the 4 activities of health: sleep, train, move, eat, and we're going to look at the minimum hours that I believe we should dedicate to each of these activities for us to achieve optimal health balance between our activities of stress balance and our activities of energy balance. As a quick review, we saw that the very first lesson in this taxonomy video series was an introduction to the 9 facets that make up this taxonomy. Video number 2 was on the time allocation domain. Video number 3 was on our activity types. Video number 4 was on our well-being areas, or our 3 areas of life. The previous video, lesson number 5, was on the work fulfillment activities in our matrix. In this video, we're looking at the 4 lifestyle activities within our health domain. See you inside. In total, there are 12 universal activities of life, 4 in the work domain, which we saw in the previous video, 4 in the health domain, which is the topic of this video, and in the next video we'll look at the 4 activities of personal care. The 4 activities of health are, starting in the stress balance subdomain, we have to sleep, to train, and in the energy balance subdomain we have to eat and to walk. Sleeping, eating, and walking are activities of maintenance, and activities of training is an activity of growth and development. Training is the only activity that gives us the opportunity to fully express the body's physical and psychomotor potential. Again, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, or where you live, but we all have to sleep, train, eat, and walk. The only difference is the amount of time that we allocate to each of these. And I would argue that if we are to achieve optimal health balance, or to become maximally physically, mentally, and cognitively resilient, then we need to spend a minimum amount of time in each of these areas in a way that is balanced. Speaking of balance, health is nothing but the function of balancing individual activities of stress input versus stress output with social activities of energy intake versus energy expenditure, or what we refer to as stress energy balance. Sleep is a passive stress maintenance activity which represents more than 30% of one's daily schedule. Training or exercise is an active stress developmental activity which is directly balanced or supported by the one's quality and depth of sleep, meaning the better your sleep, the better your training, and vice versa. A stress imbalance would be getting less than 6 hours of sleep each night, or doing 0 hours of exercise each day. Eating is a passive energy maintenance activity first, but can also be enjoyed as a leisure activity, but that's where the danger lies. The more time we spend around something, the more we tend to overdo it. So be careful, because it's so easy to overeat when we convert a maintenance activity into a leisure activity. Walking is an active energy maintenance activity, which is also best done with others, and it's the primary activity that we will use to help us balance our energy intake with our energy expenditure. Energy imbalances occur when we spend an excess amount of time around food, more than 2 hours, or less than 1 hour moving our bodies each day. Stress balance is about the development of the body's 5 physical skills: mobility, stability, strength, speed, and endurance. It's also about muscle preservation. So think stress balance as muscle balance. Energy balance is about maintaining our body mass. So think of energy balance as fat balance. Achieving optimal health and fulfilling our physical and psychomotor potential requires us to all sleep, train, eat, and walk, and to spend at least 7 hours sleeping, to dedicate at least 1 hour towards our exercise and the development of the body's 5 physical skills, to spend no more than 2 hours consuming, so whether we're eating 1 meal or 4 meals, but to limit it to 2 hours, and to move our bodies throughout the day a minimum of 1 hour per day, or at least 6,000 steps each day. So in summary, these are the 4 major health activities: 2 individual active and passive stress balance activities, 2 social active and passive energy balancing activities that we need to learn to balance if we want to develop maximum fitness or the preservation of our muscle mass, or maximum vitality and energy, or the maintenance of our body mass.